This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark Magnuson.
Hello and welcome to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Monday, March 18th, 2024. We're so glad you can join us for today's show. In today's episode, I will bring you the latest Iowa Ag News headlines. We will also hear from Christy Schrader with GHX. It is time now for our closing market summary.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day, joined now by Robin Schmahl of agmarket.net for our closing market discussion. Robin, what did we see happen with the grains today?
Well, on the corn side, there really was a whole lot of nothing. It just kind of chopped around back and forth a little bit. We didn't accomplish a whole lot. We looked at export inspections. They were better at 48.8 million bushels, up 2.9 million bushels from last week. Again, that really didn't generate a whole lot. And typically, the export inspections really don't. Export sales maybe a little bit more, but, it's just one of those things. It's a report that comes out that we view. But if there is any trade, sometimes they try to trade contrary because they want to try to push the market one way or the other. The soybeans were under pressure, moving to about 10 cents lower. Now export inspections were lower on that by 3.6 million bushels, down to 25.2 million bushels, down 3.6 from last week. Wheat took it mostly on the chin for export inspections at 11.1 million bushels, down 6.1 million bushels. Now, the wheat didn't see the pressure because of two other outside factors: cold weather, which could potentially impact some of the wheat that has not germinated, but has come out of dormancy and has been growing. And then the cold weather coming in now can have an impact in some areas. They don't look at it maybe being widespread, but it is going to impact in some areas. Whether it will be enough to cause some damage, that remains to be seen yet at this point in time. The other thing was Russian airstrikes. They hit the Ukrainian ports or grain handling facilities in Odessa, and that they seem to be wanting to step up on that a little bit. Some of that's retaliation for some of their drone strikes on them. So that's war, that's back and forth. But those two things combined put more support under the wheat market. So we saw wheat, being up fairly significant. Now, wheat did have a swing during the day. It was up overnight, went down actually for a while, and then it came shooting right back. And I think as some of the weather forecast materialized and came out a little bit more, you started developing a little more buying interest. Now, soybeans really didn't have much to provide support today. Fundamentals were pretty sparse. We did have that largest ever February NOPA crush report on Friday. But again, that didn't even provide support. We saw soybean meal down as well today. So it's tough to support that market, it seems like, at the point in time, because Brazil is harvesting. We don't exactly know where we're going to be as far as that harvest is concerned once it gets done, because of some of the estimates that have been floating around back and forth. Their harvest is at 62.25% done. That's almost in line. It's just slightly lower than a year ago. So nothing really impacting the harvest there that's really providing any kind of support to the market as well. So that's just kind of floundering around. So when we look at the market as a whole, I guess today you really couldn't hang your hat on anything specific as far as corn and soybeans were concerned. Wheat, though, that maybe has a little bit more potential. That will be watched closely as far as temperatures, as far as potential damage that could happen in that market.
So let's flip over to the other side of the ag marketplace, Robin. And what did we see happen with the protein sector?
Well, cattle saw some really nice strength today, led by the feeder cattle. We had strong cash last week. There was some concern over how much we could see last week, but then we had southern cattle $1 higher, northern dressed cattle $4 higher. So that provided some support to come into that market. Feedlots were able to hold out and get some higher cash. We have higher box beef last week, and we have, at least initially today, we have higher box beef prices at the midday or the morning report. Choice was up $1.43, with select up $1.40. Now, packers are slowing slaughter speeds, but in the attempt to support box beef, which has happened, but the other attempt to back up cattle into the market so they don't have to pay up as aggressively on cash really hasn't been working. They haven't been able to back up cattle into the country because of tighter supplies. Even though, like last week, they bought like 30% of their cattle for deferred delivery, and they bought 20% last week for deferred delivery. They can't really depress the market. They can't maintain a lower cash price and reap the benefits of the higher box beef prices. That's not been happening. So that's not providing them the profitability that they really would like to see by slowing those slaughter paces. Now, in the hogs, we saw new highs in April and May, but new contract highs in July and later, or June and later out contracts. So hogs are really on a nice trend higher, strong trend higher. They're supported by cutouts today, showing a gain of $1.76 on the morning report. But the cash market today was down $1.82 on the National Direct morning report. But there's still optimism. There's optimism for cash as the week progresses. We've went really seeing some nice higher cash prices all last week. So really seeing a little bit of a dip today is not a big issue as far as the hog market is concerned. The overall market seems to be that there are tighter numbers out there, and we are seeing some little better consumer demand, which is supporting some cutouts, and that is bringing the packers in a little more aggressively over the last, let's say, month and a half than what we've seen for quite a while. So hogs are really looking positive. Livestock's looking positive. It doesn't seem like there's anything right now that could turn that market quickly the other way. However, the market is the market. It's a futures market. It's an anticipatory market. And anything could happen that could really send the market one way or the other, at least quickly, as funds liquidate or buy or whatever. So we always have to be cognizant of that fact.
Just hearing that positivity word connected to the hog market, Robin, certainly a good thing considering what we've dealt with in the hog market, and I should say in the hog industry, really for about the last year or so. Robin Schmahl, agmarket.net, our guest here today. Thanks so much, Robin, for joining us. What's the best way for our viewers to get in touch for more marketing information?
Well, they can call me directly at 877-256-3253, or they can go to our website, agmarket.net. Toll-free 844 number is listed there, and they can feel free to call in and talk with somebody.
Well, thanks so much for the time here, Robin. Have a great rest of your week.
All right, thank you. It's always a pleasure, and you as well.
Thank you to Robin Schmahl of agmarket.net for our closing market summary. Let's turn now to the closing numbers, which can be found under the Markets tab on our website at iowaagnet.com.
May corn is down 0.75 cents at $4.36 even. May soybeans down 10.5 at $11.87 3/4. May soybean meal down $2.80 at $331.90. May soybean oil down 72 cents at $48.70. Chicago wheat up 14 1/4 at 542 3/4. Minneapolis wheat up 4 1/4 at 650 3/4. Kansas City hard red wheat up 7 1/2 at 573 3/4. And May oats down 7 1/4 at 358 1/2. On the Merc, April live cattle up $1.32 at 188.57. April feeder cattle up $2.97 at 255.10. April lean hogs down 10 cents at 86.82. April pork cutout up 50 cents at 93.65, and Class 3 milk up 12 cents at 16.13.
And that does it for our market coverage here today. It is time now to take a quick break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soybean Checkoff. And then up next, the latest Iowa Ag News headlines, and we're also joined by Christy Schrader with GHX.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
You're watching Ag Matters PM, and it is time now for the latest Iowa Ag News headlines. Iowa Secretary of Agriculture Mike Nag will announce the recipients of 26 Choose Iowa value-added grants during an event at the Cordham Farm near Indianola on Wednesday. The event will begin at 2:30 this Wednesday, March 20th, and it will be held in the family farm's historic barn, which will be renovated for additional uses as part of the grant project. Choose Iowa value-added grants help build the availability of Iowa-grown, Iowa-raised, and Iowa-made products for consumers to enjoy. A full listing of the recipients and projects, which are located in 22 counties around the state, will be announced at the event, as well as via a news release on March 20th. All Choose Iowa value-added grant recipients will be invited, though they are not required to attend the event at Cordham Farm. And the Justice Department's Antitrust Division and Federal Trade Commission submitted comments to the United States Copyright Office advocating for regulations that would facilitate the right to repair. The agencies are in favor of consumers and businesses getting to repair their own equipment. The Copyright Office is considering whether to recommend that the Library of Congress renew and expand temporary exemptions to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act's prohibition against the circumvention of technology protection measures that control access to copyrighted content. In their comments, the agency said that renewing and expanding repair-related exemptions would promote competition in markets for replacement parts, repair and maintenance services, and facilitate competition in markets for repairable products. And also on today's show, we are joined by Christy Schrader, GHX Marketing Manager, to discuss a new way for growers to buy seed with GHX.
GHX is a new way to buy seed. It's a straight-up buying approach to the seed buying experience that hasn't changed for decades. And it really is reinforced with high-tech, high-touch with our GHX certified advisors and GHX specialists to support that farmer.
Schrader says that GHX is an innovative way for farmers to select and purchase their seed for the upcoming growing season.
So at GHX, the key differentiator is the Max Script. The Max Script takes Golden Harvest products that have been extensively tested and taken data insights from the Golden Harvest products to ensure we put the right Golden Harvest product on the right acre at the right population at a flat per acre pricing. Just know that if you increase that population, that pricing still stays the same at per acre pricing.
So how does GHX help a grower to select the right seed for their operation, even down to the field level?
It's really about our people. Our GHX specialists and our GHX certified advisors work closely with the farmer to ensure they select the right product. And that is really harnessed through our GHX app, which provides business feature, whether that is yield intelligence, which is the Max Script, also financial foresight, which is our Golden Advantage 0% extended terms offer, as well as AgriClimb, which is our weather assurance program, which helps protect our farmers with weather impact that farmers deal with each and every year at no additional premium. So really working in conjunction with that farmer to ensure they're optimizing profitability on each and every acre.
She says that growers have adapted to the GHX model and are quick learners.
We're really seeing it's a simple and seamless approach for farmers that they haven't experienced before. It is a definite change from the games and the gimmicks they've seen from the seed industry. It's really that straight up seed buying approach. As of today, we have almost 1 million acres through GHX and 2,000 growers, which we're seeing great success with and great uptake, and really that partnership that we have with our growers, that we're going to make sure that we're not going to force them to make a decision before they're ready, whether it's financially or whether it's through the analytics that they pull from their yield monitor to ensure they get that right product to optimize their profitability on each acre.
Schrader also offers some advice on how interested farmers can learn more about GHX.
Well, if you have any additional questions, please reach out to your local GHX specialist or GHX certified advisor, or you can reach out to ghxseed.com. As well as previously, GHX app has only been available to our GHX growers. Now we're opening it up to all corn and soybean growers to gain access to the GHX app, whether that be high resolution imagery, local weather, local markets, to ensure that they have the right insights to maximize their profitability on every acre. So again, ghxseed.com, as well as reach out to your local GHX certified advisor or GHX specialist for more information.
Thank you to Christy Schrader with GHX. That wraps up today's news headlines and brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, X, and LinkedIn. And you can find our video content and previous episodes of AM/PM on our YouTube channel. Don't forget as well our free twice daily market podcast, which are found on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. On behalf of Riley Smith and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.